Hey everyone, Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. Tanya's in there taking some pictures of the flooring for this condo building because we have to do something we've never had to do before, which is lay down a paper trail throughout the whole building from where we're going to be starting to the elevator, and then from the elevator all the way to the apartment, which is in collective about 240 feet. So we had to buy about 300 feet worth of paper in case it tears, and then a bunch of tape. And we have to spend probably an hour doing that before we can start the job. And then when we're done, we have to carefully pull it back up as to not rip off any paint because it's a freshly painted catwalk. So super annoying. Everyone here has to do it. There's one on the other side of the building that stretches all the way around. Luckily, we only have to go down like 6 apartments. They have to go down like the entire building. It would have been great if we could have done a job on that side and then it's already done for us. But can't always have what you want. So we're gonna get started with that. We just went ahead and walked through and took video of the flooring all the way throughout that we're gonna be traveling, so that way we have any pre-existing damage recorded. We'll put down the paper, take a video of that to show proof that we did it to the full extent of what the manager here told us to do. And then when we go to take it up, we'll take a third video. I'll save those videos for a couple of weeks in case they try to come back and blame us for it. As a mover, I dealt with stuff all the time with people trying to say, you did this, you did that. I was very diligent with taking pictures and videos to say, no, I didn't, this was here. Check the encrypted timestamp on the photo, and then you can check your cameras to line it up if you want. So the maintenance guy here told us that the manager here is very strict. So to make sure to be on our P's and Q's with following the directions they provided. Otherwise, they will create a problem if they need to. So not looking forward to that. Hopefully everything goes accordingly. I will do what I'm told, and that's that. What we are doing is cleaning out a partial amount of a condo building. This was a referral from an organizer that we know who does moving, packing, and organizing. And it's for the father's apartment. It's basically a bunch of miscellaneous stuff and bags, and then a couple of small pieces of furniture. And we're basically gonna speed pack this entire job. And Tanya is here. Oh, Tanya walked away. The other thing that sucks is only one of us can go in the elevator at a time, so it is slowing down a little bit. But I think if we do about 3, maybe 4 trips with the speed packs, that'll get all the bags and miscellaneous. And then I just need my hand truck for like 2 pieces. And then everything that's just kind of out of bags on the floor, but doesn't really make sense to bag, we'll put in the speed packs at the end and just leave them in. Squeeze. Key. So that's kind of the game plan. I do have 2 trash cans in my trailer if I need to put any like breakables or like small items in there. But I think for the most part we should be able to get a lot of the miscellaneous unbagged stuff in the 2 speed packs at the end. So that's the one good thing about this job is it's all wheels. If you use speed packs, I found this TV cover on Amazon is waterproof, Velcro shut. I can probably fit like 5 speed packs in here comfortably. I think it was about $35, so works out perfectly if you fold them in half. Well, the maintenance director that we spoke with for the flooring just asked me to provide my business card. Said people need this all the time and not many companies would do this. So we'll just have to say, hey, whatever it is, tack in $375 for the flooring part. Maybe even more depending on how long it is. Because we basically just did 2 hours of time plus the material charge, which was $75. So people will just have to figure out if it's worth paying for it. It's fucking wind. And if not, then call somebody else. But this is definitely a nuisance to say the least. Alright, last little bit. Tanya has his speed pack. We just gotta come back and pick up all the paper and throw it out. Waste of material. Hope we don't take the paint off with it. So we are back home. We don't have anything else going on today, so we're gonna sort through all this stuff. A lot of the bags felt like clothing, and you could tell there's clothing inside. So we'll get all that clothing donated, but we're gonna still kind of go through the bags to separate to see what's what. There are a few little ceramic things and little knickknacks that seem pretty interesting. There's 2 things in there that I like to collect when I find them on jobs, so I'm gonna set those up to the side, and then we'll show you what those look like, and we'll see if there's anything else interesting in there. But pretty much, you know, there's like some bases and stuff we can put out at our curb, and our neighbors will take it by the end of the day. The clothing, like I said, can get donated. All the metal that's not donatable will scrap. And honestly, I think that's probably gonna be like maybe 90% of everything. So it'll probably end up being a pretty small load left over, and we'll just leave it in the trailer and we'll just group it together with our next job when we go to the dump. So let's get going with that, because it is currently 91 degrees outside, and you can already see I've got some sunburn going on from the last 2 jobs that we did. So trying to not continue. Look at that farmer's tan. Jeez. Try to do better. All right, this is all clothing for donation. Put that out for neighbors to grab. Somebody would grab a couple of things. Just got to put the speed packs away. A couple things in the garage to keep. Trash. A little bit back here is trash, and then we're throwing the paper back there. We're gonna hang on to this little wheel acrylic thing. Put that on the back porch as coffee table. Get rid of that little nightstand. So here's some of the things we kept. This little iron looking flower tulip thing, little clown thing, statue, this little turtle manganese stand, a couple little ceramic pieces. We'll just go through them at a later time. Another clown, some acrylic dishes, some things in there. This is the thing I was talking about. We get these things all the time. We have a couple in the house. We like to hang on to those. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna finish bringing the trash out because tomorrow is trash day, and then pack up the trailer. Hopefully our neighbors take some of the stuff today. Whatever's left over we'll put in the trash. And that'll be it. All right. Donation bin number 1. We happen to be a membership at the YMCA as well, so that worked out. All right, number 2. I could have probably gotten all this at the YMCA because it was empty, but I try not to overfill these in case anyone else wants to use them too, and we obviously have a lot of bags. But see how many we can get here. There are 4 more within a 1 mile proximity of where I am, and I'm still pretty close to home. So I always try to, they put these stupid bars in too, which is a pain in the ass because it makes it really hard to push bags back. So we're gonna do this, see how much we can get out. If we need to go to the next ones, we will. We were able to get all of them out at these 2. They were both empty. It's a good thing when they're empty, because usually they're full because they empty them like once every couple of months. And I know they're probably like not the best place to, you know, donate clothes, but Goodwill is very, I bet they're doing the nasty in the back of that car. Only car out there. I didn't even realize it was just but the guy came out and he was laughing. I thought maybe he thought I was dumping or something. Because I have had a cop come to me once before, and he was like, hey, I'm just making sure you're not dumping trash. And I was like, no, it's closed. We just have a lot of it because this is what we do. He's like, all right, and then he drove away. I could see it being a problem for dumping trash. It's actually very plausible. But yeah, I thought maybe he was laughing at that, and then all of a sudden I saw a girl got out, and she's like adjusting herself, and I was like, okay, you know, over here laughing at me. Or maybe laughing at the situation, I don't know. But anyways, got it all taken care of. There are 14 of those in this like 2-mile radius. I know where they all are because I keep track of them. They have little notes, and now I just remember. So, like I said, they're probably not the best place to drop off clothes. I have heard from some people that they just get shipped in big gaylords to different warehouses and then they get sold all around. I've heard that they donate to very specific places and they very quickly filter through what's trash and what's okay. And then I talked to one of the guys that I met as they were emptying it and asked him, I was like, hey, be honest, where does this stuff go? I'm just curious. And he said they bring it to a local warehouse and then they get sent to homeless shelters. And I was like, take it with a grain of salt, but the alternative is it goes in trash. So Goodwill sometimes will take clothes and sometimes they won't. They might take 1 or 2 bags, but they're not going to take like that much. I just had 27 bags there. They're not going to take that. So, you know, it's just an alternative of getting rid of it. What the people choose to do with it is not up to me anymore. So that's where we bring clothes. That's why if you ever watch our videos, you'll notice we usually put clothes in white bags with drawstrings. Everything else goes in black bags. Number one, the white bags fit in those containers very well, even if we pack it. And number two, that's how we can tell the difference. Plus, the white bags are cheaper. You can get 140 count at Home Depot for 20 bucks, whereas contractor bags, much more expensive. Black bags in general, much more expensive. So that's just what we like to do. But that had a mixture of shoes, clothing, a little bit of linen, some towels, stuff like that. Nothing really like out of the ordinary that shouldn't be going in there. That's the one thing I try to do, is not just throw crap in there. So overall, pretty good. I only had to go to 3 things. Well, technically 2 locations, but 3 containers. And I left the YMCA one like half full because I didn't want to overdo it. So that's gonna be a wrap for today. The only thing we have left in the trailer is like half of a yard worth of stuff, and then all of the paper rolled up from the condo. Otherwise, have a couple of things at the curb that the neighbors will probably end up taking. If they don't, we'll move it over at night. And then I went ahead and loaded up 2 of our trash cans because tomorrow morning is trash day and we don't have a lot of trash this week. So gotta make use of the disposal you already have to pay for. So that's gonna be it for today. Let me know down below, where do you guys donate clothing? Do you go to places like Habitat and Goodwill, or do you use the donation drop-offs like we do? Those are just convenient for us at the end of the day, because I can go there anytime during the day. I can go there late at night, doesn't matter. So it's more of a convenience thing than anything else. But let me know what you do when it comes to clothing, specifically clothing. We have a couple of organizations near us that are very specific towards like women from domestic abuse relationships or homeless people, but I've tried bringing stuff to them before and they are insanely picky, and they're also very limited to their, it looks like he's about to lose that baseboard. They're very picky as to how much they take at a time and what condition it's in. Like I went to one before and they said it needs to have a tag on it, and I was like, really? You only take clothes that have tags on them? That seems kind of excessive, you know, in my opinion. I don't know, but whatever. So that's my 2 cents on the subject. Coming up next is a commercial for the Sonoma Expo this year. They had one last year if you went with Matt and JoJo. This year it is now a 2-day event. It's supposed to be much bigger, much more going on, and I think double the amount of speakers. So if you're new into junk removal, or you just want to go talk to other people in your industry, or maybe you just want to take a business trip, write it off on your taxes, it's kind of towards the end of the year if you have a high profit, something to consider. Enjoy the commercial.